Hi, this is Alicia Bowling with Creative Laughter TV Beyond Logic podcast. Welcome to our Gifted Kids and Young Adults edition. Because of the sensitive subject matter and the age of the kids, we are talking on a first name base only. Today, our guest is a psychic medium, and at only 13 years old, her gift shines as big as her personality. Please welcome Grace to our show. Hi, Grace.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Well, I'm very excited to talk to you. And so why don't you let everybody know out there, when was the first time you noticed that you had this gift, and what was it like for you?
The first time I really noticed my gift was that I was 10 years old, and I used to see shadow figures and grandparents who I had never met. And I used to tell my parents, I see this lady with rollers in her hair, and it was or I see a man in a white shirt and jeans just sitting on our couch with his arm over the couch. And I kept telling them things like this. And they took me to a professional psychic, and she kind of showed me the basics because I didn't know what was happening at the time. And it kind of just grew from there.
Well, that's amazing that your parents took you to a psychic. What made them think to take you to a psychic? Because a lot of parents would kind of be a little frightened by that.
My dad also has the gift, and they kind of just knew, and they thought, and they wanted to do what was best for me, and they just knew that was the way to go.
And you didn't feel it was scary at all, seeing these things in your room? I mean, at 10 years old, it's kind of scary, I think.
At first, I was freaked out. But when I was told I was psychic, I was so happy, and I was really excited, and I just wanted to learn as much as I could.
Wow, you were excited. So you felt inside that this is what you were supposed to do, or you just liked the way the metaphysical people were showing you things and helping you develop your gift that made you more excited to know you had this instead of frightened?
Yeah, I knew I had people to guide me, and my thought at this time was, well, if other people are doing it, I'm not alone in this, so it wasn't as scary.
Oh, that's nice. Do any of your friends know?
Yes, two of my very good friends, and
do they think you're cool?
Yeah, the first time I told one of them, they were so interested, and they asked me a lot of questions, and they still kind of ask me, can you feel my emotions, or what is that guy thinking? And I love to answer their questions, and I love to share the information and spread the joy.
So they actually believe you.
Yep.
And they trust your information. That's great. That's a cool thing. So your spirit guides, are they all adults or any of them kids?
They all manifest themselves as adults, but it's not hard having all of your spirit guides be adults because they all have a sense of humor, especially Marie. She was a family friend, and she passed over, and she's really helped me with a lot of just navigating the metaphysical world and learning how to not be afraid and to really come into my own.
Oh, so some of the people that are with you and guiding you are actually people you know or your family have known?
Yeah, it's more my family. I've never met any of them. I'm going to tell you their names. There's Marie, who I mentioned, Valerie, Luminaris, Devin, the Seraph, Ganesha, and Jesus.
Wow. You have a lot. And so which role do each one of them play? Do they each have a certain role in helping you and grow? Or like some give you information about people, other actually giving you spiritual information for your growth? Is it kind of like that?
Yes. Marie helps me she's helped me a lot with learning to not be too serious and just kind of not be afraid, because she keeps all the when I was first coming into the metaphysical world, the only spirit guides who I knew were Marie and Valerie. And Marie she has such a comforting energy. Of course, Valerie does too, but Marie helped me kind of get into the higher like while I was still just seeing shadows, helped me know that there was something above this, and my parents and all of my teachers and all of the people who've helped me along the way.
So are you super serious?
What?
Do you consider yourself super serious? You said one of them thought you were very serious. Do you consider you're serious, or do you consider yourself playful and you still act like a kid and fun and silly? Or do you feel like you're more serious because of this?
I'm not really more serious. It's just I just sort of sometimes act serious, but I'm very goofy and I'm really playful once you get to know me.
So when you said that she was trying to help you be less serious, what did you mean by that?
Well, I kind of took myself too seriously when I was doing this, and it was kind of funny because it was kind of like a little kid putting on really big shoes and walking around with them. And
It's a good analogy.
yeah. And
A really good analogy.
kind of she just helped me just make it more normal and less of a serious occasion. And now I kind of joke around with a lot of my spirit guides and my friends on the other side. And I'm still serious in certain circumstances, but I've learned to not take myself too seriously.
So what's it like in school for you? Are you one of those psychics who pick up a lot of energy around you? Because God only knows there's a lot of energy going around in school, right? So
Yeah.
people having a bad day, the teacher having a bad day. Is that something that you pick up on, and does it affect you?
Oh, yes. When I first went into school, I couldn't wear any crystals that were just that enhanced any of the energy around me, because I would just totally be overwhelmed. And there was a time even when I cried because there was so much energy and I just couldn't handle it at this young age. Now I've kind of learned how to handle myself and what not to wear to school and what to wear to school.
Oh, that's interesting. Does a teacher know that you're psychic?
No, they didn't really take me seriously because I was just a 10-year-old and that was a long time ago. But now there is one teacher who is interested in crystals, but there haven't really been any teachers who I've ever really told who have actually taken me seriously.
So in school, I mean, I'm sure Spirit doesn't want you to cheat, so I'm not suggesting that, but I'm saying, do they kind of help you with your homework? So let's say you're not doing so swift in math. Do you get a kind of little whisper in your ear to kind of help you out? Or are you on your own with that?
Luminaris and Valerie multiple times they've helped me with my homework, specifically math. And
oh, funny.
And I've had times where the math teacher wasn't so great and I was confused, or that's probably not because the teacher, more because of me. But Luminaris kind of helped me figure out the answer, I should say. More like kind of just gave it to me, and Marie kind of just was sitting there shaking her head.
Actually gave it to you. Very good.
Yeah, Valerie.
Do your friends ask you to help them with their homework?
No, because I don't really talk to them about that. And my spirit guides kind of know now that I kind of don't want them to do this because,
right.
I think I should just do my own homework. And I don't suggest I don't suggest doing this because I try to be responsible.
That a girl. Yeah, because it's funny. I was interviewing somebody and I was having the hardest time saying their name. So the psychic on the other end said to me, well, Alicia, Spirit's telling me that you really write and sound things out phonetically. So instead, because I have a lot of Megans around me and her name was Megan. So she says, before you interview, write M-E-E. And she said, like, write it out like that, like a little kid would write it out and you're going to be able to say it. And I busted out laughing because, oh my God, that's so true. That's what made me ask you, does Spirit helping you with this stuff? Because obviously Spirit wants to jump in and help me. It's kind of a great thing, right?
I've been helped a lot with like what's the right thing to say and how to handle myself in situations where the topic of the metaphysical world comes up in the classroom, because some like the media or certain parts of the media, just like if you look at some certain horror movies with like a Ouija boards or things like that, it's not exactly portrayed in a positive light. So I try not to bring it up towards people who I don't think would handle me telling them that I was psychic well. Like, I don't bring it up to just any average Joe I see on the street.
Well, that's funny you brought up the Ouija boards, because with that movie that came out and everything, personally, I find it extremely spooky, but it's dangerous, and they're really selling it as a kid's fun toy. And I think it's dangerous. Don't you think it's dangerous? You don't play with that with the kids, do you?
Oh no, it's very dangerous, because that's just like opening the door of your house for any random stranger. You could have anyone come in, and sometimes those anyone's just come in and they don't mean well. And when some kids in my class were talking about Ouija boards, and they were talking about asking a not so positive energy to come in, and Marie was really angry at them because she thought that's such an irresponsible thing to do. You don't know what you're doing, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And I agreed, and I just wanted to go over and tell them that there are other ways to contact the spirits, and it's just Ouija boards. I don't like them because they're dangerous, and if someone markets those as a kid's toy, it's like letting a kid play with matches. It's bad, and it's gonna end up not so good.
So let's say you had a sleepover party and they brought a Ouija board, and you were in the living room with your parents and they were in the room playing with the Ouija board, and then you walked in and realized that they were bringing things in. If something negative came into your house, would you be able, with your spirit guides and the people helping you, be able to get rid of that energy? Or is that a very tough thing to do once you invite that negativity into your home?
Well, you ask the negative energy to leave. You ask for your spirit guides to clear the space, and you take precautionary measures, like say crystals, like use tourmaline. Tourmaline's great. Hematite's one of my favorites.
So these stones, and you have them placed around your house, does it really help with all of that?
Yes, that helps a lot. And when I go to school, I realize it helps a lot. And if someone...
You carry stones in your pocket with you? Like certain stones?
Not as much like that. I more wear them in my jewelry. Also, if I had friends playing with an Ouija board, I'd probably place tourmaline everywhere. Just place it and be like, here, hold this. And then I'd just be like, okay, I have a whole tourmaline thing. Okay, so hold this. And I just give them all tourmaline. Because
that's funny.
That's precautionary measure.
Well, that's good to know. Do you hear that, audience? Make sure you grab that stone if you got any negative stuff around you. So what about your parents? You're around your parents all the time. Do you pick up on their energy if they're having a bad day, or if something's going on with them? And if you do, does that annoy them that you actually can pick this up?
Yeah, if my mom's annoyed about something, I will probably know what it is. And then I kind of bring it up, and she kind of just, she knows that I know, but she's like, oh, it's fine. I'm fine. And I kind of just let her have her space, because I don't want to read her thoughts too much, but I do end up doing it a lot, and it's funny.
Oh, for your father too? Can you pick up on him fast as well?
Yeah, I also pick up on him, and I don't talk to him as much about it, and I don't know why, but I just don't. I think it's because I spend so much time with my mom, because she's a stay-at-home mom and she picks me up. So I have more opportunities to find a way to read her mind without knowing, or just kind of have some funny situations.
So what do you want to do when you grow up? Is this something that you want to do as a profession, or are there other things you want to do and this is just something you have and you're just going to live with it and develop it?
I do really want to develop my gift, and I really want to turn this into a career, but if I were to choose another job, I would like to be a lawyer because it's a job where you can help people, and if there's anything with the deceased or anyone who's passed over the other side, it would be very nice to contact so I could just help everyone in the situation.
Oh, wow. That's actually a very interesting concept when you think about it. I know you love to draw and do art, and we had talked about it before that you actually see deceased loved ones and you like to draw. Tell everybody a little bit about that because that's really interesting.
I do paint. I paint, and when I paint, sometimes I channel spirits, and I channel through my artwork, and I have two pieces in particular which really hold some significance to me because those were sort of the first two pieces that I had ever done while channeling, and I remember the feeling I had, and I was just so excited and energetic, and I didn't know why, and the finished product truly ended up being something that I was very pleased with.
And do you know why Spirit is channeling this and why they want you to do this specific kind of artwork? Or is it meant for somebody in particular? Are they wanting you to do this to give to somebody? Or is it just for you and your family?
I feel like for now it would just be for me, and I don't feel like as much that I would maybe purely solely do this, the artwork, and I'm thinking of being a Seraphim Blueprint teacher when I grow up because it's just one of those energies where you love it, and it's one of those energies that just captures your attention, and it's a thing that I really spoke to me.
Well, I remember when you told me that you like to go down to that spiritual store and you like the tarot cards and you want to learn all these, other ways of developing your gift. So have you ever played with tarot cards before? Have you actually done a reading with tarot cards for anyone?
No, but I have used angel cards because that is different than tarot cards because
What's the difference?
Yeah.
So what is the difference for you?
The difference for me is one, the energy around them, and two, I feel like tarot cards more give you insight about and around the situation, and angel cards, they do that, but they kind of give you some insight on what to do in the situation. Of course, tarot cards also do that, but it's just in a different way.
So when they're saying they're angel cards, is it just angels that are giving the information, or is it also spirit?
I feel like it's mostly angels for me that may come through. Like, I would name one like Raphael, or there have been multiple angels that kind of came through and were like, we can help you with this, this, and this if you let us. Because the thing with angels is they'll help you if you ask them. And they would love to help you because they love you and they have your best interest in mind. They want to help you grow and prosper as a person.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing, same thing here on the earth. If you don't ask, you can't get, right, Grace?
Yep.
It's pretty much the same concept on the other side. So we also talked about vibrations and positive energy, and I know all that stuff's very important to you. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that?
One thing I would like to talk about is thought forms, because my mom always tells me to think positively, and she is very right about that. Because what you think can become reality, because if you think that you're going to fail, you will fail. If you think you're going to succeed, you shall succeed. Positive vibrations and positive thoughts are very connected because you bring love into your life and you create your own destiny.
Your mother's very smart. That's true. I believe that too. I always tell people, be careful of the words that come out of your mouth. If you say you're going to be poor all the time, I never have money, you're not going to have money. If you say, oh, I'm always going to be fat, I'm never going to be thin, you're always going to be fat. I believe that too. I think that's a very important thing. So that's how you live your life, right?
Yes, and I live my life to spread love and joy and information because I just love the world and I want everyone. One thing I have dealt with is me wanting everything to be happy and I just want everyone to be happy, and that's one thing where I wanted to control situations and make everyone happy. And I've kind of learned that some people need to find their own way because some people don't want your help. And that's one thing that I've learned with my 13 years of life.
The big old 13 years of life. So like when you meet new people, is that how you decide if you want them to be friends or not? Can you automatically sense their energy? And if this is somebody you want in your life or somebody that's going to be not so great for your life?
I do sense their energy, and energy does play into me wanting to be their friend, but I want to give everyone a chance because like I think I'm a pretty friendly person, and I like to talk to people and get to know them.
Well, that's nice. So let me ask you something. Do you have an animal?
Yes, we do. We have multiple animals at my house.
Multiple animals. So answer me this. Can you communicate with the animals? Is it the same thing as if you're communicating with spirit? Because I know I have this one animal communicator, and she gets information through the animals and stuff, but basically she's just an animal communicator. Can you talk to your animals?
Oh, yes, and they have a lot to say.
Like what?
They have my cats argue all the time about how one wants to be a poet and the other kind of just critiques his poems, and it's absolutely hilarious to watch them just kind of have their conversations because they do really act like brothers, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Do you have a dog too? When you say you have multiple animals, is that?
I have dogs.
Yes. When you say dogs, how many does that mean?
I have 2.
Wow, it's like Dr. Doolittle over there. So what did what did the dogs have to say?
My dogs usually say they're like, come over and pet me, and say if I'm doing my homework. I'm like, not now. And right after I tell them that, it could be in my mind or it could be out loud, and you just hear, They just because they really know how to get you over there, and they a lot of the times more say like things like, we should go outside. You should play with me right now, regardless of if I have homework or not, or if they have just been out. But a lot of the things that they usually talk about have to do with, well, just simple dog things.
Simple. What's a simple dog thing?
Playing and wanting a squeaky toy. But I have talked to my animals, and they really do show their personalities no matter what, and they're really funny. It
is really amazing. They really do have amazing personalities. I always laugh when people say, well, animals don't have feelings. I'm like, really? I think they have big personalities and a lot of feelings. Well, Grace, you know what? I want to thank you so much for joining the podcast. And would it be okay if we check in with you from time to time and check out your development?
Yes.
Would you like that? Because we would love that. Because really, you are such a bright little light, and you are destined for great things. So please keep it up. We need more little light workers like you. And remember, you create your life, you create your future. This is Alicia Bowling with Beyond Logic.